The dash. The dash has got more cracks than your local dealer. The windshield. I don't know if you can see it, but the windshield's cracked more than that nice lady down in the corner, who we will not talk about. What's going on, guys? Welcome back for another episode of Too Many Toys Jake. Today is going to be a special one and one dear to my heart. I'm going to be introducing a new vehicle to the channel. This is a vehicle that's been very special to me. My favorite vehicles. I don't think I'll ever get rid of it. And I actually bought it back. Okay, flip that in reverse. So I had this in high school. I ended up having it for a couple years. You know, high school kid, fuel got expensive, so I had to get rid of it. So 2 years ago, I actually ended up buying it back. And to be honest, it's been one of the best things ever. So here it is. You guys probably seen it in the background a little bit in the other videos. This is my 2001 Dodge Ram 1500 second gen 5.2 gasser. No Cummins here, guys, sorry. I bought this truck in 2007. Didn't look like this, I tell you. I'll put a quick picture in right now. So I bought this truck in 2007, second owner. It only had just over 100,000 kilometers on it. It was 6 years old at the time. I was in high school, just got my driver's license. I ended up buying a 99 Volkswagen Jetta. I know, right? But I ended up taking it to a shop to get the starter done in the damn thing, and the actual shop burnt down a week after I got the car. That's a true story. I had a bunch of insurance money for the car, and I ended up wanting a truck. So I went down to Leggett's, and what used to be Leggett's down in Burlington, and seen this truck sitting on the lot and couldn't pass it up. So a week later, and almost $20,000 later, I ended up getting myself a Laramie SLT second gen Ram. Now, I drove this thing all through high school. It was a blast. I took this thing everywhere. I took it to the beaches, I took it camping, we went off-roading. I've had so many firsts in this truck. First dates, you name it, first everything in this truck. She is one of my favorites. So that's probably one of the reasons that I can't really get rid of it. But let's just jump right into it. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about the truck, just in case you don't know about them, but I'll tell you anyways. So it is a 2001 Dodge Ram 1500 4x4 Laramie. So this is the top model. This is, back in the day, the king of kings. I guess this would be like your long Ranhorm or whatever you call them these days. It's 4x4. These trucks come with the 360 5.9. They come with the 5.2 like this one. This one's got the 5.2 in it. They only make about 200 horsepower and probably just over that in torque, so it's not really a fast truck at all. So about 2 years ago, I was looking for a truck. After I sold this, I thought this was long gone. You know, 2009, long time ago, truck's long gone, whatever. So I was looking for a truck. I needed something for myself. So I was spending a bunch of time on, you know, Kijiji, Facebook Marketplace, looking for trucks. And lo and behold, my Ram pops up for sale. I couldn't believe it. I was super excited. I messaged the guy at like 1-2 o'clock in the morning, trying to see if it was for sale. It was already up for 2 weeks, and I couldn't believe I didn't see it in that time. And he only had it up for $1,200. It wasn't running, it wasn't driving, it needed lots of work. So fortunately for me, the guy messaged me back, and a couple days later, I ended up back with my high school truck. So now 2 years have gone by since I've had it now. I've put about 35,000 kilometers on it. I had to do a bunch of work since when I got it, it wasn't running. I've had to do all front to back, all brakes, brake lines, all the sensors, new battery, gas tank straps. He's also had 3 transmissions, 3. It's on his 3rd or its 4th one. I'm not 100% sure, but I know it's had 3 since I've had it. So this truck has had about 4 rear ends. 4. I put 2 rear ends in it myself, and then the gentleman put 1 in as well. So that means 4 from the stock one anyways. So now I've told you a little bit about the truck. I will do a walk around and I'll show you why you probably don't want to own a second gen, or don't sell it when it's mid and then buy it back 10 years later after it's been in the Rust Belt of Canada. I'll show you why. So these trucks probably come like this from factory. They're just wanting to rust. It's got so many speed holes in it that I'm surprised it's so light it doesn't just fly away. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of rust. But underneath the truck is solid. All the cab mounts, the floors, inner rockers, everything. Just the outside. Now, I also put fender flares on it because underneath of it looks the same as the rockers. The box is okay. The wheels, I actually put on there about 10 years ago when I was in high school. I swapped out the stock wheels for these wheels here. These are the same wheels that were on the truck. One of the reasons that I actually knew it was my truck. I actually ended up keeping a key for this truck. So when I went to pick it up, or I went to see it, I actually surprised the guy and was able to start it with the key that I brought. And he was kind of confused, but that just proved there that it was my old truck. At the point, I was super happy to get it back. But there was a lot of things that I wanted to do when I was a kid that I couldn't, but now I've done them. And there's still a bunch of other things that I want to do, and there's going to be lots of stuff coming up on this truck. We're going to be doing the rockers, cab corners, learning to do some, holy moly, learning to do some body work. I want to put a nice big push bumper on the front. As you can see, I got a roll bar in the back with some KC daylighters, which are my absolute favorite. I put that on after I got the truck. If you guys haven't noticed yet, or if you guys can't tell, I like retro stuff. I'm into the old school trucks, the old school cars, all that kind of stuff. So I like to make my stuff look a little bit retro, so I threw the roll bar in there. I think it looks pretty badass. There are a couple things when you're buying a second gen Dodge that you have to look out for. Like I said, the transmission is one of them. Make sure that if you buy one of these, the transmission is good. Usually they're not, they go out very quick. Make sure it's either been replaced, or check the fluids that it shifts good. Front ends always go to shit, so that's been done about 3 or 4 times. It still has steering play. We're gonna go for a drive and I'll show you. What else do we got here? I'll show you some second gen problems. The dash. The dash has got more cracks than your local dealer. The windshield. I don't know if you can see it, but the windshield's cracked more than that nice lady down in the corner, who we will not talk about. Rear ends are absolutely junk. They're like glass. I used to pull trailers and all kinds of crap with this when I was a kid, and that's why I went through a couple rear ends. The only thing that's good about this truck is actually the motors. They're actually pretty solid motors. They're just a push rod motor with a throttle body injection on it, so it's just like an old school carburetor motor pretty well. So they do last a while. This one's got just over 300,000 kilometers on it. I got it, like I said, when it was just over 100,000, so that's the original motor. Still runs good, lots of compression, no problems with that. I think the only thing to do now, guys, is to take you for a drive, and we'll go and see how it is to drive a sloppy old second gen Dodge. Let's go for a drive. So I got you on the window. Now we're gonna go for a drive. So the one thing that I find pretty interesting about these trucks is that the year that they were made, the 1500s were actually built with the 2500 suspension, just kind of like the 1500 HDs, just to kind of get around insurance purposes, so you didn't have to register as a 2500. So these things actually have great towing capacity. When you throw something in the back, you can hardly notice it. The only thing that I would like is a little more power So if you were gonna get a gasser one, I'd probably get one with the 360 in it, just because it's got a little more power, a little more oomph. So when you're going uphill, stuff like that. Now, like I said, this truck does have over 300,000 kilometers on it. The motor is going to be tired out, so all those horsepowers after the years have definitely escaped. So that could be an issue too, but it does drive great. There's a little bit of play in the steering wheel, not too much. I actually have to do a steering shaft. That's the reason. There's actual U-joints on the steering shaft itself that go over time. I believe this is the stock one. I don't know if somebody's changed it out after me, but I believe it's the stock one. And as you can see, we're still going straight, so we got a little bit of play. So that's the one thing that's the one thing we're gonna do, is fix that so that we got nice and tight steering. Other than that, the whole front end is actually pretty tight. I keep it greased. It's got all Moog stuff on it, so it's got all nice stuff on. It's all been replaced a couple times. I just replaced the wheel bearing on the one side because it was super noisy, and it was making a lot of weird sounds, and it was moving around a lot. So I just got that all fixed. So now it runs and drives much better. I had to fix the 4x4 actuator to get the 4x4 to work. So I replaced the 4x4 actuator to get the 4x4 to work. I've done all the brakes, all the brake lines, all the sensors, new battery, regular oil changes. I always do them every 5,000 or 4 or 5,000. Basically, when I got it and when it wasn't running, was because it needed a crank sensor. So I replaced that, started to run good, and then I noticed when I was driving it that the RPMs would jump every single time I hit a bump. So I actually knew that the throttle position sensor was on its way out, so I replaced that. I thought it was a transmission at first. No, throttle position sensor, no problem. Look at that, guys, we're about to pass the 2,500 right there. So I got that all fixed. Now the truck runs and drives great. I seafoamed it to get all that garbage in there out. So now it runs much better. The other thing is, everybody will say these things are unreliable. For me, I mean, I had to put a bunch of work in it, but after I did put all that work in it, it's been super reliable. Cross my fingers, knock on wood. This is the truck that I jump in and go everywhere with. I drive it daily. This is my daily driver. I use it as my work truck. Right now it's kind of dirty, only because it's the winter time. Usually this thing is spotless. Soon enough, we're gonna end up having to clean this thing too. Give a little bit of power for it, a little bit, guys. As you can see, it ain't that fast. But what do you expect when you're driving a 5,000-6,000 pound truck with 200 horsepower? I mean, the muffler rusted and fell off of this thing, and the truck is so loud, people think that I actually want to race. Like, who the hell wants to race me? Why do I want to race you in my 200 horsepower truck that weighs 6,000 pounds that the muffler fell off of? I ain't trying to race you guys. I ain't trying, okay? Just because my truck is loud, don't mean I'm trying to race you. Just putting that out there. Okay, now we got that pass. Drive. I do enjoy them. They drive like a tank. The suspension is super stiff because, like I was saying, they did put the 2,500 suspension in it. This truck, I'm sure, could use shocks and stuff like that. I don't think it's ever had them, so it might improve the drive a little bit better. But as it is, it actually drives pretty smooth. The only thing, like I said, I have to fix is the steering. So overall, should you guys buy one if you're looking to buy second gen? Well, for the 1500s, there aren't that many out there that I see. Everybody's parting them out, everybody's scrapping them. So for me, I love this truck. This is kind of a very sentimental truck to me. It went away. I never thought it was coming back, and it ended up coming back. It's very special to me because it was my first truck. It was my high school vehicle. You know, I had so many fun times on this truck, you know, bringing friends out here, you know, taking girls on dates and all this other stuff. This truck was it back then. I remember driving it to high school and just loving it, jump in it and go anywhere. This was my freedom in high school. This was, if I needed to get away because of something was happening, or, you know, bad times were on or something, I just hop in my truck and I just go. And I think that's why the truck is so special to me, is because it was just always freedom. I never got it before then. I was able to go places, but I wasn't able to go by myself. Once I got the truck, that was it. It was, I could go and do whatever I want. So that's probably one of the reasons that this truck is very sentimental to me. That's why I would never want to get rid of it. Even if I got a new truck, it'd be so hard for me to get rid of this thing. It's not worth much as it sits. Nobody would really want it, so even if I did get a new truck, which I'm planning on doing in the next little while, I'll probably just end up keeping this one on the side, and over the years, slowly work on it. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with it mechanically right now. It runs and drives like a champ. I'll drive this thing anywhere, with no problems, knock on wood. It is an old truck, so don't get me wrong. It is a tired old girl, but she's a good girl. She's done me good over the years, so she deserves to be saved. It deserves to, you know, be driven and be enjoyed. Oh, look at that, Ferrari 430. But if I were gonna buy one today, would I buy one? A different one? No. They just have too many problems, and the unknowns are just too much. You don't know what you're getting into if you're buying used. If you spend a lot of money, you can get a nice one, or you can get your Cummins. I know a lot of these guys out there like their Cummins. But to me, it just wouldn't be worth it. I only bought this one because this was my old truck. It does have sentimental meaning, so that's why I bought it. Now, they are great trucks, like I said, but they do have the problems. So, I mean, it's totally up to you guys what you want to do. If you're willing to, if you guys like old trucks and old projects and don't mind doing some work, this would be a great truck for you. If you guys don't like doing your own work and your projects and stuff like that, this might not be the best truck for you, especially if it hasn't had the transmission done, or if it does have a bunch of kilometers on and you don't know the truck. If you do know the truck, then it's a little bit different. Now, for the Cummins guys out there, y'all are gonna say your trucks are much better because you got them motors and it'll go forever, whatever. Well, you know what? So do these motors. I've seen these trucks with 400,000 or 500,000 on them, no problem. And the transmission goes, and they scrap the truck because the transmission's gone, not because of the motor, because of the transmission. So what does that tell you? That's laziness right there, and these motors are still good. So you Cummins guys can, I know you're gonna hate me for this one, but you Cummins guys, these things are just as good as your Cummins. I don't care what anybody says. If you don't believe so, or if you don't think so, tell you what, leave me a comment in the description, or leave me a comment below and tell me why you guys think your Cummins are so much better than these 1500s. It was because for me, it's just much easier to jump in and drive. I just go. I don't have to wait for the truck to warm up 15 minutes, to go to the store 3 minutes away and then come back. I just hop in and go, you know? And to me, that's just so much easier. I don't know. The only thing that I will say about these trucks that are absolutely horrible is the fuel mileage. You guys can't see it right now, maybe you can, but up here it actually tells me what the fuel mileage is. And since it's the winter time and I had to dry, I had to let it warm up and stuff, and since it's been cold, right now we're actually at 33 liters per 100 kilometers. 33 liters per 100 kilometers. Now just think about that. This truck is going through 33 liters of fuel per 100 kilometers. So right now we're getting about 300 kilometers to a tank if we're lucky. If we go down the highway, I can reset the fuel mileage and we'll get about 14 or 15 liters, and I'll get 500 or 600k out of the tank. But in town, these things suck. So that's just one more thing to think about when you're buying one of these. I think we're almost done with our test drive, guys. I just wanted to introduce my truck to the channel. I absolutely love this thing. It is very sentimental to me, and I just wanted to share it with you guys, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I was gonna pull out my other cars today. I wanted to try and go do that, but it was just way too windy. It's 17 degrees out, but because of what time of year it is and the weather, we still get tons and tons of wind if we have a nice day. Hopefully, guys, soon enough. I want to pull my Dart out and get working on that. Hopefully we can do that soon. Just, you know what, I want to hear what you guys want to see. I want to know if you guys want to see more Marauder videos, if you want to see more videos of the B2200, if you want to see more videos of this, if you want to see videos of my Dart, my Camaro. I want to know what you guys want to see, because sometimes, you know, starting up a YouTube channel, it can be kind of hard trying to figure out, you know, new videos and stuff like that, what people like, what people want to see. So I don't want to know what you guys want to see. So please drop me a comment below. Let me know what you guys want to see, and then maybe I'll do it, you know. Well, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for watching my video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you do, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, you know, what's keeping you? It still says that 91% of you guys still aren't subscribed. I understand, I'm a new guy, new channel, you're still trying to figure it out, I get it. But I'm going to try my best and dedicate myself to try and make you guys good videos and more videos. And I can tell you what, I'm not giving up until we grow a great channel so I can show off lots of cool things. I'm going to be showing you guys a couple of wheel starts. I'm going to be buying vehicles. It's been slow right now, so just please bear with me. Like I said, it's been really hard doing this in the winter time. So, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please come back for the next one, and we'll catch you on another episode of Too Many Toys, Jake. See you later.